Qiyana or Lulu that will provide more backline support.
Interesting though, the Kai'Sa going to be the lock-in.
And it is something that we've seen a couple times from Arsene.
Really taking their time though on the second pick here in the first rotation. Camille is going to be locked in now.
Talked a little bit about him before Champion Select, but it will also allow Mako to get one of his signature supports in the Tahm Kench as well.
Of course, mid lane, if they lock the Janna here, another defensive choice, not the Pyke. I kind of wanted to see the Pyke, Vedius. But it's the Shen instead. Could still go top lane, but I love support Shen. The ability to go support your top laner to say, I want to get the heck out of here and help
round things out with a little bit more engaged though, and maybe some damage for Clearlove.
Ooh. Nocturne locked in for Clearlove. I like it's confident. Gonna come in at level 6. Now, there's a Lulu and a Shen. This feels like a hard team for Nocturne to get a lot done, but I respect Clearlove taking it anyway. He says, wherever
cannot be used, so he will have the surprise if EDG are the ones to kick off the fights. And it can also, I love the combo of Ornn plus Nocturne too, because you throw the darkness down and then you don't actually know Bree. Simply having this level advantage will allow him to win out in the trade, and Ray is coming down as well.
Solid Snake's gonna have to back off here. Good use of the lane pressure there from Ray to come down to threaten. Now, Katabaku's got to get out of here. Polymorph gonna flash the safety scout, goes in for the auto, and first blood dropping for the man in the mid lane on EDG.
And this is what we were talking about in draft.
He could get punished. Not gonna quite happen yet. Trading on the bottom side, but iBoy still winning that one out. Tahm Kench's gonna bring him back. Are they gonna be able to find the all in here? Arsene now ignited, running for his life. Tries to buy a bit of time with the Spirit's Refuge, but now they're just gonna look for two. iBoy is also gonna have to back off the flash forward. Tongue connects, he wants one more, can he get it? The arrow does manage to take it back. Beautiful tanking from Mako, the double dropping for EDG's bottom lane.
And EDG are just crushing Infinity right now. Solo kill in the mid lane, 2v2 kill in the bot lane, and everything is going in favor of Edward.
Looking aggressive, but forced to burn out the ultimate there. Solid Snake now on the bottom side. We're going to have to see how much he can get done. And once again, this is the guy we're watching to make an impact. He's going bot lane. Bot lane's going mid. Lulu could now just be in trouble. I don't think there's any way out for this. The Lulu trying to get a kill back in return, but iBoy just on a killing spree. The Nocturne level 6 is here too. I feel like we're just going to hear him push the button. There it is. Goes in. Lulu, where are you going to go? Not a lot of options trying to run. Just silenced and eliminated. EDG are merciless.
Towards that mid lane, just to make Kotobako's day that bit worse.
So incredibly difficult. 111 to 66 in CS. Bot lane's holding its own decently. Top lane 10 difference.
Here we go.
The world. Ulti now going to come in. LeBlanc to be able to make his way out of this one. Everything being burned. They're trying to turn him over, but clearly it's right there. Going to take one down. Trying to grab another one now. The rest of the bot lane is here. This is disaster for Infinity. They finally get one kill, but it might just cost them everything. iBoy in the face of the Camille. One taken down. Looking for one more, but the flash out to safety. The double still dropping in the end, and here comes the Scion. Looking to make an impact here. We'll get the slowdown, the shutdown as well. This could be the turn. A massive influx of gold into the pockets of the Varus, but Ray coming as predicted. Knockup still going to connect. He's going in. No mercy from the side of EDG in this exchange. Eat up the Scion, make him a zombie, make him run away in fear. Just absolutely no chance there at the end of the day. 10-2 the kill score. And it's the way they want to. And we look back, Vedius. You set some clear stakes for what Infinity needed to do. You said, you got to limit this LeBlanc, and you got to shut down the Nocturne in the early game. And now that
14 minutes into the game, there are very few ways to come back from that. You're very much relying on a team like EDG to make a mistake, and unfortunately, they're not making many mistakes.
No, there you go. Push R to kill a champion. That's all it's going to take.
That's the alert right there. The box has been spotted. EDG are just like, nope, you're not getting out of this one, Mr. Snake. And now they look to continue pushing their advantage. Rift Tower just got picked up. That mid lane at a tower is not going to be lasting very long.
Maybe get a bit of time, try to hit it home. Infinity, can they find a return play here? Well, not too likely. A scout threatening over the backside, forcing out the Lulu ult immediately. Will they push for a second tower?
I think they will.
They've got just so strong on an individual level. The Herald there to tank for them, but they're going to settle for the charge in about half the turn's HP. Will work out. The shot calling leadership comes in clutch, and can they close out quickly?
Well, that's what we hope to see as he looks for another ult.
Trying to find the pick here on a Scion. There's the fear. Ornn coming in as well. Tahm Kench is here too. Relic, I don't think there's any way out of this one, buddy. Channeled and shut down in the end. Have to see what the rest of the team can do. Is Relic is the sacrificial lamb.
Relying on EDG to make a mistake, maybe you can find a pick, and here we go, they're looking for it now.
Going in on Tahm Kench, maybe not what you want. iBoy incredibly strong. He's going to throw out the ultimate, but Ornn is here to respond, and is going to find him right in the funnel. That's the 3-man. Lining it up, making it easy. Varus on the tree now. We'll buy a bit of time as they try to back off, but Scout now on the backside as well, cutting through that life bar. Kotopako playing with fire as well. They're managing to pull back. Infinity getting out in the end.
I feel like they didn't need to. I guess they were waiting for the scouts to just push out mid. Have someone from Infinity
Clean game. Tier 2s are up. Just a little more suspect.
Now, the thing is, though, it's important to remember that the Baron, EDG trying to force these tier 2s down might be a little bit harder, but with that gold lead, they could also just force a fight. Group is 5, say, come fighters. They have so many engage tools that I don't think there's much that they really need to be afraid of. It just depends on your team, generate a numbers advantage, have your LeBlanc throw out a bit of poke, and then start threatening this objective.
Mega's just gonna walk at him. Scout flashes it. Oh, God, no, clear left 2. They're deleting everybody. There is no mercy, Vedius. EDG, a single moment, a decisive action. The Ornal comes out too. Shen is next on the menu. Oh, it's just not enough of the Spirit's Refuge in the end. Oh, manages to live so far. A small victory, but a victory nonetheless for Infinity and Nax Vedius.
So I thought that they would go for the slow and calculated play. They decided brute force was the way to. But you know, we were talking about it, right? I feel like they could just force a fight, and then Scout was like, oh, we can just force a fight because I can.
Love is ready to go in next. He's just shadowing the team, ready to use the ulti to dive into the back line. Steady clear. Good news is there's not a lot of range on the side of EDG. If you're Infinity, you can just clear these waves. Do your best to. Sadly, Scout poking this one out, and if any individual member tries to contest here, they will likely just get deleted. So Infinity sending multiple members to take it out. It still goes down in the end, though. A slow chip down here.
Philip still hanging around, waiting for an opportunity. Here comes the ult from Ray.
For an opportunity to get it started. There goes the Paranoia. The flash comes out anyway. Lulu all isolated on her lonesome. Scout leaps in and deletes the opposition. Ivo into the middle of 3 members. Does not care. Now looking to clean house. Tom Kent uses the ulti, immediately going to cancel. Scout goes golden. Sion, all that's left standing in the face of EDG. And this might just be it, Vedius. Wave is here. They've got more than enough time on the death timers, and no single member can stop this push. A monumental task ahead of Relic. I do not think it can be done. It is the slow, steady closeout here after an explosive early game. EDG are just going to walk it down, Vedius, and a commanding first win here in their play-in group.
Very convincing from the side of EDG.
Champion in the hands of Perkz, as you highlighted, but now Fat Fabulous securing an early safe tank for himself in the top lane, and the Varus for Zainot. I love this pick in the hands of Zainot. Supermassive plays so well.
The draft, and they may look to prioritize their jungler right now. Things like the Olaf, and we've also seen Camille are pretty big comfort picks for Jankos, and I think that it also ties into the team fight power that Supermassive often like to draft for themselves. You could lock it in now, save your jungler for the final pick, but instead they want to get themselves the Skarner pretty early on. So Samaj and G2, they have a pretty solid early game that they can play around, largely around the mid lane with the Olaf that they've drafted themselves. But Supermassive, they're trying to mitigate that early snowball potential. They've drafted themselves the Zilean. It pairs nicely up with the Skarner engage because of all the bonus movement speed that you can give early levels. So it will alleviate some of the potential kill pressure that the Akali will have, and Perkz will just be forced to continue farming up. Now look at the minimap. You can see Olaf making his way towards the bot side of the map again. He will not be spotted on that ward because of the control ward, and we're looking for an engage.
Trying to find it, stepping forward, but he's telegraphed the arrival of the jungler. The aggressive movement. Hjarnan feeling a lot more comfortable as he gets a few levels under his belt. Medivh now moving up, faking like he's going to ward. He's trying to play the mind games right now. Will Zainot and Snailflower step forward? The answer is yes. Headbutt pull with the flash in, wants to get it started, trying to keep the Tom Kent away, throwing down a decent amount of damage. Snowflower, I don't think it's going to be enough. The Grey Health now coming out, unstoppable as they dive under the tower, running him down here in the exchange. First blood dropping, locked up under tower, but the minion is there to keep him healthy, to heal, the flash out to safety. Jankos next on the list is just barely going to live.
Zainot first blood.
Coming down from Snowflower, maybe he looks to stop it back here, spots every single member leaving the lane, knows this is their opportunity to take control of the bottom side, and gives over the free Ocean Drake in exchange. So G2 have the gold advantage. Supermassive do manage to get something back in the meantime.
Yeah, quick to respond there from the
remaining. And G2 going to respond with an Ocean Drake of their own. Second tower in the game, traded for the second Ocean Drake. But now the Rift Herald in the sights of the Supermassive lineup means that they are going to be able to grab this and potentially take another tower with it if they're given the chance. But GBM engaged on in the mid lane. They know the ultimate's not there. Actually coming up just in time Looks like he still will fall, but Snowflower comes in, a heroic save. Perkz wants to take him out. The dash through, not quite enough. Perkz leaps back to the snow screen. Now Zeitnot is looking to clean through the team. Jankos incredibly low. Zeitnot very strong at this stage of the game. G2 caught and running. Wadid needs to be careful. Is going to get knocked up. Is going to get taken back. Supermassive grabbing a kill of their own.
Beautiful play there from Snowflower to flash in and save GBM at just the last second. G2 end up getting forced into a 5 versus 4 because Shannon wasn't there, and now it's Supermassive in control. They have their eyes set on the outer tower in mid. But I've also seen many do things like the Lich Bane, but you're right, Void Staff is one. We'll see. We'll keep track of what Perkz is up to as he goes on to GBM again.
Shroud trying to buy a bit of time. How many members are going to get hit by that Ornn ultimate? It's a slow and steady play. The tanky front line stopping anything else from coming out. Perkz now dashing out to safety. Fabulous looking for the re-engage. Wonder trying to knock down a little bit CC. Jarnan free firing, but the Vars is on the way. It looks like Wonder is just the sacrificial lamb. Yet another one exchange for Supermassive.
And now that's the big engage tool unavailable for G2. Supermassive, they have the Rift Herald. They're grouped as a 5-man, and they can just look to push down this mid.
Supermassive in complete control, denying the aggressive play from Perkz, not giving up anything here, and Fabulous functioning beautifully as that front liner. Second tower now going to fall. Supermassive still looking confident. Have to play careful though, cannot afford to disrespect G2 here. Tower charges in, Perkz hungry, gets pulled back into the stun. A little bit awkward there in the end, and it looks like Inhibitor Tower is going to break. Supermassive are unrelenting. They are not going to give G2 the time to wait on those item spikes, to wait on that trust that it's only an Ocean Drake at this point.
Very, very true. Supermassive looking extremely good in this mid game. We talked about how they're not the most aggressive, they're not the strongest early game team, and that was kind of what G2 showcased in their
play. This one, can Perkz make his way to the back line? It's pretty dark, and Supermassive instead going for the flank engage. G2 are starting to realize what they've gotten themselves into. Predator now coming out. Alti goes in for the sign. He's trying to drift his way around. Snowflower off to the backside. Perkz now running in, trying to eliminate members before anything else can happen. Snowflower already forced to use the Devour. Ornn now coming in. Is this the re-engage they need? 4 members and then only 2 going to get hit though in the end. Fabulous running. Ornn ulti not quite connecting as much as they need to, and now here comes the turn. Zilean speeding up the members. Jankos forced to use the ulti now. Pulled back into the middle of the team. Perkz flashing out to safety. No Shroud. Not today. And Supermassive take yet another skirmish in their favor. They might just be strong enough to take the Baron back. Be able to get something done here. 7K, Wonder, Wadid, Jankos, Jarnan off to the side. Snowflower goes in. He's going to try to stop this from happening. He's not going to give the opportunity. The rest of Supermassive a little split in their decision, but they focus up on the Baron. 5K getting lower. Jankos yet to burn that flash. They're zoning him out with the Zilean. I don't think Jankos can make his way into that pit. That one's going to be in the favor of Supermassive. Clean Baron take for the Turkish lineup.
And Supermassive continue to look good. With only 4 kills total, they have been able to out-position and out-team fight this G2 squad. This is where G2, they didn't realize that the flank was coming in from Fabulous. And then at first you think, oh no, Zeitnot's going to get killed immediately, but Snowflower gobbles him up, takes him to a position of safety. And then this Wonder ulti only hits 2 members. Zeitnot and GBM just hiding off in the backline, doing what damage they can. And with all the assassination tools down for Perkz, he now has nothing. The rest of G2 are forced to retreat. Samaj flashes in and grabs up Perkz, and as you said, they did not pay the Skarner tax. He did not have the QSS available, allowing Supermassive to find that kill, have the numbers advantage, and secure themselves the Baron. He has not had the same performances that he's had in the past. This assassin has not found a single kill. And whether or not he can even do that at this point in the game will be a big factor in whether or not G2 can find a comeback, because Supermassive are now sieging onto the base.
Ornn has been blown. Zeitnot will get knocked up, but they're just staying back. That's one major engage tool taken off the menu. It means Supermassive just feel free to approach this tower. It's all too easy. They're going to look to break their first inhibitor of the game. Can walk right into mid lane too to continue extending this advantage. Massive, massive lead for Supermassive. And this is not how you expect younger regions to beat European teams. You expect early, aggressive cheese, but this has been clean and controlled. A beautiful game so far for Supermassive. One of those clutch moments where he can turn a fight. But the knock-up, the CC is there. They're not going to give him a chance to do anything. Rooted, getting taken down. GBM with the bomb is merciless as they continue the push here. That's going to be the second inhibitor falling. Supermassive may just be able to walk this one down. It is a last stand here from the side of G2. Their mid laner, their man in the mid lane, the franchise player for this lineup is dead. Who will stand up for G2 to stop Supermassive from entering the game? That's the ulti. That's the combo. Kjornen's on the backside. He's uncontested hitting, but Sepapagos is going to find the knockup. Zeitnot now moving forward. Knockback comes through. Stonemage's getting taken off to the side, but still Zeitnot remains untouched. Every single member from Supermassive is up and alive, and Vedius, I cannot believe it. In their first match on the international stage, Supermassive take down G2.
Massive win for Supermassive. They have a certain support pick in mind.
What's it going to be?
It's actually just a generic Alistair. So clearly something that I think wasn't able to have much success with it. It is still one of his big comfort picks, but instead they will just lock themselves in a solid bot lane.
No, there's
wait,
hold on,
yeah,
we forgot.
I was
Sorry.
like, wait, why didn't they ban Braum? I was like, oh yeah, because Tahm Kench has already been locked.
There you go.
We got baited by the hover there. I
Difficult.
feel like he doesn't have that many lanes to play around on the Xin Zhao, and when you get to a point in the game when Azir and Tristan are irrelevant, Xin Zhao isn't. So I feel like something like a Gragas might have been better, but
he's passing the baton, Betty. He'll get them through the early game.
All right.
They carry it through in the late game.
We shall see. As long as you just move away from his soldiers, he then loses all of his DPS. So he needs the items to be completed before he can really look for those trades. And now we see Solid Snake up in the top lane.
Panther going to need to try to find a way out of this one. The stun does not work. Poppy denying any escape. Solid Snake just going to try to walk him down. The red buff is there. He's running now for his life. He has the flash, but I don't even think it's worth burning it. First blood dropping for Solid Snake in the early game. And after a rough game one, this is the kind of start you want if you're Infinity.
Definitely.
These options kind of scaling threats, but Tristana using the range advantage quite well. Now Ubisoft wants to make a play, but does get spotted
Snake
a little
is
bit.
there.
And I feel like Kotopako's now baiting. He now knows, but Ubisoft does
we
not
go.
know. Here comes Solid Snake. Walking forward, the root is there. Predator comes out. Ubisoft looks like he's just going to be food for Solid Snake and Kotopako. Another kill drops. Triple running for his life. The heal already burned. Former Lion Gaming support, now training up the next White Lotus. The guy second only to White Lotus. We're going to hold that thought is in the mid lane. We see the play coming out. Kotopako now potentially in trouble, running for his life, and this could be a kill back for the Direwolves. Rise is going to get taken down. A nice start, but here comes the Tahm Kench. Triple throwing down a bit of damage. Ubisoft knocking him back immediately, just denying the play. Direwolves finally finding an opening.
Steve will still be relatively close, but Rift Tower being spawned. I don't think they'll be able to get much off the back of this because Triple does have the push in mid.
This is a very lackluster use of the Rift Herald. We have to assume that it was about to despawn. They did get it almost 4 minutes ago, and now Triple's not even going to let it hit the tower. No one is really playing around this pressure point right now, so this is just going to get used. Rift Herald. Realm warped in, but now they're just going to start the fight. The Rift Herald's not there. Triple getting this one kicked off, but he may just go down immediately. The heal now comes out. Beautiful team fight for the Direwolves thus far. Poppy doing what she can to deny. Now the Tahm Kench is here. Ubisoft going to back the rest of the team up. They're trying to pick up Kotopako, but they're not going to get it. Beautiful denial from Arce. Pulling through in the end, and only Solid Snake is going to drop.
So I'll hopefully melt through those tanks faster than Renyu can, but obviously in terms of damage output, Renyu's going to have that advantage. The skirmish kicks off the mid.
Taking a lot of damage here, but Solid Snake is on the way, and Ubisoft is here as well, but that Xin Zhao is still quite far behind. Cupcake going to hold back in the duration of his ulti. Arce still might go down here. Azir wants it. Is he going to get it? One more auto means Triple takes down the support on the side of Infinity.
And
all right, we'll take the 1-for-1 trade. We'll push in on the bottom side of the map, and now if Direwolves don't get this tower, they're going to feel pretty stupid.
This is the difference in the comps though, right? Infinity want to try and play on a side lane. Right now they're just trying to wave clear, but here's the engage from Direwolves.
Horn, the flash out from Kotopaku. Going to give up the tower immediately. Azir sets up one of his own, just stopping any counterplay here from the side of Infinity, but it's a 1-for-1 trade in terms of towers in the end, and still Infinity with a gold lead. Engage opportunity. Solid Snake though moving up. If they can kill this Garner before he gets a chance to ult, flashing back into the middle of the team. Now the Ornn ulti coming through is going to hit 2 members, but Kotopako is untouched on the side. Ryu's alive as well, but Triple's not going to give him easy access. 2 members taken out immediately by the Direwolves. A beautifully played fight, and now they're just going to have to back off. Too many threats on the side of Direwolves to fight any longer, and Drake will fall on their feet.
And once again, the Direwolves come out with a successful 5v5 fight.
Coming in as well. I don't think they can do it. 6K, it's going to take a miracle for them to steal this one. They have no access to the smite. Arsene went with the barrier instead. It is just going to get taken down by the Direwolves. Along with the Baron buff means that there's not really a lot of tools on the side of Infinity to deny them of this push.
Yeah, the poke and the siege from the Direwolves is extremely strong. Remember, Ubisoft coming in as a sub for Shunpai, the star of their team, yet Direwolves have come out through superior team fighting, and now they're sieging onto the first inhibitor tower of the game. Infinity looking for a bit of poke, but they get forced back.
Betty, so there's just no recourse. The Azir tower behind Direwolves makes them near impossible to flank. Poppy throwing out the ult just to threaten them, just to tell them to back up. The Triple and King just move forward. They're just going to break through this inhibitor. 27 minutes in, the Baron's still ticking, and Direwolves 4K in the lead after
Really healthy gold lead, and they can keep forcing these 5v5s so they know they're stronger.
Warnalty now coming out. Poppy going to try and find the disengage. 2 threats taken out. Biopanther needs to make his way out, but he's been suppressed and pulled back to the team. This is a pick back. Can they get the kill? Cupcake now in the middle of everybody. Ubisoft throwing out a bit of damage. King untouched on the backside. Is he going to go for any more aggressive plays? Just decides to back off. Low health bars across the board, but Direwolves will break the tower in the end here too. Poppy all comes out. This could be the key to get it started. The tank is gone. They're going to flash forward. They're going to bring the Xin Zhao back at everybody. Kartopaka trying to stop any further engagement going on, but the Xin Zhao ult denies the follow-up. Infinity find and engage, but not a kill. Ubisoft, the new young member of the team, will not be picked off in that exchange.
And Infinity tried the same engage once again, but the Xin Zhao ulti coming in clutch knocks away the Infinity members, doesn't take any
Behind in this matchup. And now they're just going to focus down the Baron. Triple and Ubisoft is going to go for the 2-man here. What's the opportunity here for Solid Snake? Can he find a way in? 5K dropping. Direwolves, are they going to risk the 50-50? Solid Snake's going in. Realm Morph is there. Miles just going to try to force him back. The Skarner, can he make it into the pit? Relic in the middle of everybody. Renyu goes in. He takes down the jungler. The Baron does drop in his favor, though. Maybe Infinity can fight this back. They have the main advantage, but they've lost the Baron. If they die here, the game will end in the favor of Direwolves. Relic doing what he can to save the day, but the 80 carry's already gone. Kotopako versus the world as Direwolves just clean up this fight, take the Baron, and look to end all hope for this Infinity lineup.
Direwolves find a huge fight, and while it costs them their jungler, it could very well secure them the game as King jumps in again.
TPing again, flashing forward, the QSS kills him mid-air. No mercy for the Direwolves. They are unconcerned about jet lag. They are unconcerned about their sub-jungler. They are making it work here on the play-in stage, picking up their first win of the tournament, putting Infinity down to 0-2. If you are an OPL fan, this is exactly the game one you wanted to see because Direwolves are absolutely cleaning house.
Huge props to the sub jungler.
Seeing players say, no, I can outplay that pick, and seeing something new come out. I can't wait. We're only in the play-in stage.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we've just seen a lot of it today. You know, EDG throwing the gauntlet first up, the Ornn pickup for me, just because of the deadliness of that engage and the ability to couple it with something like that Lloyd just follow the Graves around Summoner's Rift.
Yeah.
Back in, 2014 when Graves was a big, and I think that is a respect band that needed to come through.
For sure. And correction for myself, that was 27 out of 35 games that he was in the lead at 15.
Ooh.
I was looking at something else as we get the Lucian in for Zeitnot, something very lane dominant. And with the Braum, Taster's Choice lock in there.
Yeah,
That's
there's what?
Gragas?
We don't even
What is
know
going
yet.
on. Roll the dice. LeBlanc is on the board. That's a mid lane. It's Choke.
Gragas as the first pickup, being able to have that flexibility in the draft. I don't really like, there is such heavy skirmish potential, and it's going to come out, and we already mentioned the gauntlet that GBM's willing to throw. That is
Cho'Gath on the side until and if his team needs him.
Yeah, and I think they will have a harder job of maybe
Yeah.
starting up the team fights, but if they do get those picks, there is an opportunity to blow people up.
So I was the interesting lane of Gragas and Kai'Sa.
hold that
Over
thought.
the wall, holding. No Ragnarok coming through. Level 5 Stone Mage. Chain goes out as they make sure he's tunneled into the choke point. Beautifully done. End of the line kill picked up by Lloyd. And now it's going to be Ascension inside Supermassive jungle. But Supermassive doesn't want any of this fight. And they're going to start backing off. Unbreakable used by Snowflower. This could be the catch here. Body slam into him. They're picking up more on the side of Ascension. And that one's over to G4 as they're able to just say, who wants this?
And there's nothing worse.
Especially when you're hitting S and you're waiting. It looks like Lloyd is waiting to see what's going on around Dragon. Cloud Drake will be a little perturbed by this. Ooh, flash in. They're going to get big damage. Oh, Sunflower's unbreakable the wrong way as he's popped back. And they have been on him time and time again. His flash actually just came back up. They just have his number.
Yeah, they certainly do, and this is one of those things that I said, get Rich out of the laning phase. When he's roaming, when he's playmaking, this is kind of a double jungle setup that we have right now between Lloyd and Rich, and time. Rich just continually looking aggressive in this play.
Ooh, Ignite down, more hits to
Got
GBM,
him.
ticking down, and GBM is down. G4, can they pull the kill back up? He distorts to the top of lane, pulls out Ragnarok from Stormage.
And the 2v1
Wow.
outplay out of G4, just no fear at all. Burns both summoner spells, gets his man, and he's gonna get first turret as well.
Ridiculous. They may even just give this gold to Lloyd, so that feels really good for him. G4 is just on the money right now.
And I do want to, actually, want to play fight.
Rich, he's not feeling too good on the money. Rich going down, and it's going to be a teleport out of the bot lane. We wondered when they would come in, but actually going to be held off for now. That was from base, so Rocky can't...
That tempo.
I think you're right. As much as the early game really looked like, because it was 4-0 at one point, no kills onto Ascension. Supermassive has the gold even by just 1,000. They take this turret and they are right back in it. Stomage now into G4, and this could be how it happened. G4 is the one to start off the fights, not get the fight started onto him. But Nixor's there with Killer Instinct, and they'll stop this one in its tracks. Stomage gets the Ignite down, and they may be able to follow through the fight. Kill pressure's gone from G4, and they lose Rich on the side of Ascension support. Going in, that's going to be Snowflower getting the first tag on. Winter's Bite locks down G4. I'm sorry, that's Nikasar leading the fights.
And you can just see, Ascension are like, just fight us, step forward. Why are you running away? Stop being cowards. And Gang My Mom's just in top lane saying, you know what, I'll take another turret for myself. Windbreak, I don't really care about that one. I'm a Cassin and I hop everywhere. Running doesn't really do anything for me. And that is trading a gold objective on a scaling composition. So, you know, the break at this stage of the game. So unless it really comes down to a Baron Force, I just don't...
G4's doing a great job at these little hits that would change your mind in taking a fight, but it seems like Supermassive is really doing a great job at acting.
Lloyd might be in some trouble here, Riv.
Ooh, no hit on the Baron. They're not going to activate it. Great blocks by Snowflower. Glacial Fisher misses. Sneakosaur's over the wall. Still has all of his summoners up. Rocky's going right in the middle of the fight. Puts himself in the frying pan. Stonemage makes it out alive. Rocky's going to get cut down.
And that
Shots
was
going over to
the
GBM.
tankiest member, and they're going to look to continue the fight here.
Quick slow, decimated onto Lloyd. The Q coming out, and a double kill for GBM.
And this
8 minutes will fall to Supermassive.
Yeah, not even going to be a contest coming in there, and we already mentioned that the one-way Ascension can force.
Supermassive feeling good. Have always been that team you see internationally, but never to the world stage. And here they seem to be quite confident in their play, in their style, and taking it a little longer than that early game aggression. They can really defend anything, and right now they are actually going through every turret that Ascension has on the map for the kills, for the fights, and they're gonna make it out 5 tall and take down second tier mid as well.
Stonemage got the triple kill there somehow. GBM was hopping on everyone, was absolutely popping off on the level 16 Kassadin, and they're just gonna look to end the game.
Absolutely ridiculous. They took a few of the outer turrets, but they said it's all about mid lane now. Once they grab Baron at 27.5 minutes, they are gonna grab the game. More kills being put into their pockets before they get to the Nexus. Shots and fires from Zeitnot and Snowflower as they look to get the base in favor of Supermassive, who are now 2-0 in the play-ins.
I feel like right now this has to be nearly a first pick Tom Kench for Cupcake, because otherwise if you take anything aggressive, you know, if you take something like the Alistar, you know that Mako is just going to be able to will play Lucian in certain lanes. But at the same time, he also has played things like Mordekaiser down in the bottom lane. He said at the start of the year that he wants to stop getting in situations where he feels like he's getting champion pool pitched. He wants to be able to play the Ocean. Just to blind pick something here, and Scout's just going to have the Ocean to be able to counter pick.
Cheers from the crowd as the Lee Sin is hovered, but they'll get the sting on the Rift this time. Skarner's locked in for Clear Love. Even, man, do they have Bass Brothers, Alistar, Skarner, Darius, and even going to be quite a tanky Rise coming into that fight with Kais on the backside. Work cut out for him against Edward Gaming.
But I do like the 3 summoner spells out, and that was a really nice pillar from Ubisoft. Knew the flash was available, so held it. They're going to force him off the turret. This could potentially be first brick coming down. However, meanwhile in top lane, you can see Scout rotating up there as well. Biopanther in trouble.
Ornhorn's called out. Who's going to get the first turret? I go, ooh, nicely done. Apprehended, so they can't get the horn knocked back. And now it's going to be a lot of tanking from Ray. It doesn't look like he's going to make it out of this one. Good. Yes, he gets the kill in and the heal as well. Triple just short. Realm Warp out. And nothing came from the bot side, but a kill on BioPanther in the top for EDG.
And that, in that situation, but the ability to trade, the ability to keep a full head, certainly there for both of these teams.
Ooh, trade back and forth. Looks like Scout was just out of the turret range, gets himself to safety, and actually is going to have to flash in the end from that. Bit off a little more than he could chew.
Probably wouldn't go for that one. However, now Clearlove looking for the gank.
Flash and hit. Ooh, flash for flash. He says, I was just waiting. Does the butt turn, too. Gets in that little extra range, so Scout can pick up kill number 2.
And a little wiggle in as well, dropping the Rift Herald. This is going to be another turret taken down, and we said that this is the stage of the game that we thought the Direwolves have the advantage, while EDG just turn it on in a flick and looking to exploit the inexperience of the Wolfpack.
Ray pulling 2 away from mid-turret. They don't have much to protect it anyways, but pulled in every which way is Direwolves by EDG's map movement right now. And at 15 minutes, EDG backs very happy with about a 2,000 gold lead.
And maybe starting to panic, might look to just throw the old Osaram at them, hit him with the Hail Mary of the Ornn ulti and see what you can get.
Looks like it is going to be one turret. How far do they go? Bot's actually pushed off just a tad. They don't have too much pressure. But they also, as I said before, don't have that vision to go forward. No shoulder wards on the left and the right make it a little scary. And Ray will say, oh, you got global gold. I'll get some solo and global gold.
Exactly right, and that's once again just really respectful. EDG,
Events.
have you ever seen
find anything?
an LPL team play this discipline rib? What are they doing?
No.
LPL versus OC, these are two of the bloodiest regions in the world. They normally just run at each other. You're expecting 20-odd kills to come through in a game at a minimum.
Whoa, there's some blood in the water as iBoy goes down. He was even able to get Summoner heal off as Direwolves bite down. That's a kill going over to Triple as he is now 1-1. But how often can they do that? I think EDG finally fell into their moment of, we're a little relaxed.
Well, this is what game deteriorates. In one more time, they're going to look to attack Ray in this side lane.
He definitely has a long run out of this one. It's going to be the teleport coming in. Scout's going to be there for a little bit of fun as they're going to bring 3 and 4 up. It's on the right
This
side.
is going to be a fight.
EDG, Clearlove's going to be first. Doesn't have anybody to get the stinger on. Is a lot of flashes over the wall from Direwolves trying to stay safe. They meet King. King tries to get himself to safety. The apprehended in the blue buff. Oh, it's a huge knockup coming in from the Ornhorn and Glacial Fissure. And it is an absolute wash as EDG starts to take down the rest of Direwolves. Udisoft falls and BioPanther a cupcake. Head for the hills.
And finally, both teams say this is boring. We just want to fight each other, and they go for it. And EDG show their class, pick up the kills, and now turn their attention to Baron.
You wondered when EDG would pull the trigger. The entirety of the team of their region, number 1 and 2 at kills and assists at 15, exception Clearlove. Where have these kills been?
In the bottom lane. So they're out of good options. They need to group up. Now is the time they probably need the desperation team fight.
Just having somebody stand in front of you and take your turret down definitely plays on the mentality. Direwolves are being pushed to the limits here in their second game at Worlds. They knew they were coming in against the beast of EDG. Also a victory in their first game.
And BioPanther tries, right? He walks towards mid lane. He says, can we start a fight somewhere? But the push and pull effect's right there again.
Yep.
iBoy, Mako back away. They're giving them nothing. They break the base. They're going to take down the last outer ring. This was an even game about 4 minutes ago. Now an 8
Drakes on the game, both to EDG. As they make their way, 3 Drakes, 2 to EDG now as they make their way back to base.
And when you go down the line, couple of QSSs, you know, Banshee's there or there. iBoy going to be very safe. Level 16 nearly there. So they one more time. They're just looking for the force.
How many can he draw? 3, 4 members currently up to that top side. As you're going to see BioPanther in base trying to protect. Realm Warp to the mid lane as well. Comes in Scout, and he'll be hitting up the turret with a few minions. Nicely done by him and joined by Mako and iBoy. BioPanther's doing everything he can inside the base, but they do lose another inhibitor turret.
Yeah,
in the fight there as well, EDG would have been able to walk away. There wasn't enough gap closed for Direwolves. You could have said maybe the Ornhorn starts that off with the follow-up gives
Scout's going out.
enough time. Scout's low. Glacial Fissure, not too much to use to take him down here. All summoners are still up unless they were used before. which means you'll get those flashes back quite soon for Direwolves, and they have a slight bit of room to work with here, while still doing
Here goes Iboy.
a little repair killer instinct from
They got
Iboy.
him.
Cupcake throws down the shield to try and stop any damage. King, beautiful damage onto Clear Love as he gets himself safe. It's going to be an apprehend by Ray to stop the damage for now as Cupcake, he can't help the team anymore. But EDG has to also disperse as Direwolves is coming out of their base.
And here we go. This is what we like to see. Get 5 members towards the Baron pit. You got mid lane priority. Throw the Hail Mary. Do not go down without a fight. Sure, Ray's going to push your bottom lane. But with Baron powered recalls, you can get back. He's going to have to teleport here, I think. And they're looking for it.
Step back, looking for the end zone on this one. 3,500 onto Baron, a 50-50 smite. Clear Love does not have flash to get in, but he can get the distance. Ornhorn stops 3, just short of Baron. That's going to be Cupcake going down. Mako's low, but he's got the ultimate on his Clear Love. Now gets himself to safety. A 3-man pulverize from Mako. And Ray is doing work in the base. Mako holds everybody in place as Ray is going to be the sole winner. The inhibitor comes up. It's not the first time this world a team has been thwarted on the final play. That's a double kill for Iboy. They get Biopanther as well with the Void Seeker, and it's going to be all Ray in the base. It's going to be all right for EDG. They're going to make themselves 2-0 in the play-ins. Ray is having a bit of fun with his food, and EDG take the win. Good note in regionals, but first time in play-ins. Definitely have to get it right here and make sure things are going well. Same for G4 as now we get into the picks, and it's going to be a Varus for Nixar in that bot lane. Ooh, Wonder Quicker got picked in. Jankos now to select, and they are not wasting any time. They say, Ascension, what do you have?
Was there, so really back and forth matchup. Historically, getting Jankos like ganking jungler definitely pushes it in the Rise's favor, in my opinion.
Did you say God again getting into play? Oh man, Such an interesting one, and as you said, that Cassiopeia being locked in for G4, gonna feel good, but they get the Tahm Kench in for Rich. Is Lee. Good for a Q, good for a kick. We'll see which one comes out first for him, and Ascension Gaming has the comp locked in that they will use against G2 Esports, which that just missed, so they are gonna play a little bit with the wards.
And the wave is going to slowly push back. You can see it is on G4's side of the wave, so eventually going to go there. No real camps up that he's interested in farming. It is a gank.
Jankos so patient, but they go in as well. A kill just under the turret to hit, and the safeguard coming in from Lloyd absolutely saves G4 from the corrupt. Oh, it's not a corrupting potion. He was just getting hit.
Yeah.
I'm a liar. Just saves G4.
Saved him from the skirmisher saber,
Woo!
I think there, Rivy was burning down to the Rev Smite, but both summoner spells used there out of Jankos and Perkz. 2 flashes and no kill with the flash and the cleanse, both about to become back available for G4. Lloyd really did play Superman there, swooping in to save the day. Oh, there are so many members coming.
Lloyd, get G4 for the safeguard. He has the flash actually to get safeguard to a minion. No activation on that hit.
They're going for
Killer
it.
instinct from Kjarnan. They see Wonder on the other side. No disdain from him just yet. The team doesn't have it. A hit onto Rich, and it looks like they'll be able to take him down, gray health or not. Who gets this one? Nixar with Chain of Corruption, and it will not help his support. But now they have damage going on to 3 members of G2. Perkz with D. There's the kick coming in from Lloyd. He's able to solidify a kill on Jankos. Beautiful Forge God as the teleport from Rocky comes into play behind Dragon Pit. And it is a kill for Nixar. What a come about for Ascension Gaming to find the win in that play.
And what a confusing play out of G2. That was like a we just want to kill somebody on the map. Give us anybody. They chase members everywhere. Jump back into game.
Absolutely.
But it was just like denied by a millimeter by Lloyd. They actually just let it go over.
Lloyd still gets it. Rocky puts himself into the fight with a searing charge, but not able to get too much.
Because if so, that's once again just one of those really questionable decisions. They're actually going to use Rift Herald in top lane turret as well. No rotation coming across. We did hear Solo is not defending this turret. That's going to be a lot of gold going over to Ascension Gaming. They're going to look to tie up this gold lead. They've already got themselves the Scaling Dragon and looking to mobilize around objectives much earlier this game.
And they're going to have a lot of free movement after this as well. I don't see G4. Look how much they actually want this. One wrong move from Perkz and they still want it. One right move from Perkz and they still want it. Flash for flash. Wadid is there. The char is in from the quickness, but the turret's not going to be doing enough damage just yet. And can they get the crowd control that actually equals the fight continuing? Jankos just off on the side. Realm Warp does not get Wadid in long enough. Fear Beyond Death almost gets there. Petrifying Gaze onto Wunder as the fight continues. G4 is trying to get the spell. Vamp almost keeps himself alive, but he does go down. And the top side of the fight, Lloyd loses to Jankos.
And that's a very nice recovery out of G2. As you said, Perkz read the play to perfection. They've also just got their 80 carry free farming on the top side of the map. That is a force out of Ascension. One more time, looking for the kills, and G2 will take the objectives.
More so G2, hoping to start off on a very high note. And it looks like they're going to give Perkz hell here and make sure that's a low, flat note to start off from the side of Ascension Gaming. Mid turret's going to go down, and they are just picking up gold around the map as G2 does what they can in the bot lane.
And I think they wanted the mid lane turret to pick off, and what I was going to say is they don't necessarily have to burn the Baron, but the potential to turn, you know, with the likes of the Tahm Kench, with the likes of the Yorn and the Lee Sin is certainly always going to be a threat, so I feel like G2 are going to have to answer. Wonder here going to get a glimpse of the dragon being taken. Play on the opposite side of the map though.
Oh, Petrifying Gaze onto Wadid. He gets himself to safety with the Grand Entrance, and there's the Hextech Ultimatum onto G4. Quick kill there as they save Wadid. Nicely done.
Reason for G4 to be in that jungle. Once again, just cheating, rotating through an area of the map where they didn't have numbers. Fight going to start here.
They're looking for the Realm Warp. He gets knocked up. Can't take it as he's in the air. Perkz is going to go down as they get themselves a little too close for comfort. He's just running towards the turret. I love it. They know they're down. They just...
So potentially the game can be won around that, but they just haven't had any access to this mid lane turret. And once again, Rich looking to cut them off.
Perkz gets knocked up. They'll see Abyssal Voyage. Does not deter the fight from G2. They want to definitely get Perkz out of this alive. 5 members of G2 now on the spot. And Ascension still able to decide the priority targets. Wonder now in the brush, denying vision but giving vision. The pink ward is in, so he can't do that anymore. Rocky and the Zanyas as Nixar flashing forward into the fight with Rich right behind him, looking for the Devour. A great kill from Lloyd onto Harden, and it is just Ascension Gaming pushing forward, not caring if they'll lose another member because they feel they will come out on top.
Just fighting is their game.
Once that Ornn ult is up, it is called each and every time. It's the new dinner bell here for Ascension.
Team fights aren't over. Another game coming in on G4 this time.
G4 gets himself a little too far out for comfort here. They'll be able to pick up one fast kill. Don't finish that teleport on the other side of the map. That's going to be quickly stopped here for Rocky, and they will just deny the wards on the top side of the map as what we thought was going to be a 1-3-1 or some semblance of a split push from G2 has become A-Ran top.
It certainly has, and they're just leaving their AD carry in the other lanes to clean up as much gold as he can. You can see what he did over the wall, looking for an engage here. But they will be able to pick up 2 turrets. They will finally break the mid lane turret to be able to get some form of control over this map. That might be the situation that G2 were looking for, because
Man, that was a hot spot in the blue side jungle for the last 5-6 minutes. Variety of dragons, and they will just start Baron. Why not?
exactly right. At this stage of the game, why not?
Why
it seems
not?
to be the motto of a lot of these teams. Jankos certainly suspects they're on it as he saw the ward go over the back of the pit, but it is burning so fast, already down to 5,000 health. They might have to go for the fight here.
My eyes on Nixor on the backside of the fight. Yankos is already over. Smite's coming down off for 1,000 health. That's going to be G2's Baron, and the damage onto Nixar is huge. They need the Aricade to stay alive, and he's in the backside of the fight. He's got hits onto Wonder, but they're losing members left and right on the side of Ascension. G2 now strangles them out at Baron and takes the objective for themselves.
And finally, something goes G2's way. Jankos flies into the pit, able to pick up the Baron. They get the team fight. Now the gold lead is real, and the game is back on their terms.
Pushing down through mid. That'll be the second tier. They needed to get Ascension group. They needed to have Ascension focused on something else. That base, they want to take it. The vision's been cut very short. It's like a light bright for G2 all the way across the map here, and they have security everywhere. 10-6, 25 minutes in, and G2, knowing they have the lead, still going to play it slow here with that aggression of Ascension.
Yeah, certainly are, and that's
Oh!
ulti used on the other side of the map.
Rich and Lloyd, it's not going to be a kickback. Nicely done as Perkz gets over the wall. They actually get the grand entrance to him. I like that escape and versatility from the team to say, get out, right? We're just going to be out of here.
Yeah, good decisiveness shown from G2 there. They actually held their waves off the turret, allowed Wonder to be able to get in position to generate a push as soon as the pressure comes on the other side of the map, willing to burn resources to get out. You can't do that again without an Ornn ultimate, so now they can start to pressure the base.
Huzzah! Quick searing charge onto Perkz. Trade the damage, but he is not winning that trade. Turret goes down as Perkz takes it down solo top. G2 gets one mid. Grand entrance knocks up 2 from Wadid, and now they have the engage onto Ascension. This could also be the base, and G2 picking up a victory. A double kill for Hjarnan, who had a much better laning phase, a much better game for himself this time. All of G2 coming out on top across the board after a very back and forth matchup. 51,000 moving up on 52 as they take down the inhibitor and Nexus turrets in front of Ascension Gaming, who are watching their base fall down. It was an 0-1 for both teams coming in, and it was a wonder who would be able to get the victory. Well, Wonder's on G2, and Wonder no more. It's going to be a G2 win, 13-7. G2 Esports take down Ascension Gaming.
They're really making it hard for you at the end of that game, Rib. No one wants to hit the damn Nexus.
Everybody always wants to pad the KDA.
But in the end, it is going to be G2. You know, sloppy early game still after what was a